Yeah. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, sir. It's your boy KamERA. I'm here with the one and only Tech
Tech
P.
P, Tech P, Tech P, please, please, please give him a break, cut him a break.
I've been gone too long. True or false, right or wrong. But I'm back now. I'm back now. We're back now.
Hey, listen, man. As we were talking earlier this week, man. There's a cut. I believe it was either by Conway the Machine or G Herbo. It's called "I'm Back." Did you listen to that? Did you listen to what I seen?
I started to listen to it. Man.
Yeah. I'll pull it up, but go ahead. I'll pull it up because it's kind of fitting. But I don't want to stop the momentum. This is the podcast stable.
Yeah, man. So we're back. Playoff football has started. College, we're almost at the championship. We're at the championship for next week. We got those games to review. We had NFL start yesterday. 2 really good games. And we'll get to those. We've had some firings. We'll get to those. But we'll start with the first game of today because we are coming up close to it. Let's see who we got. We got I think it's an AFC game. We got the Bills and the Jaguars. Wow. Who would have thought that at this moment the Jaguars would have a home field game and the Bills would not? At the beginning of the season, we would have not thought this, especially after Travis Hunter went down probably around week 4 for the rest of the season. And somehow ever since then, the Jaguars were able to, I remember them getting a win in Kansas City or against Kansas City to catapult kind of that streak and to win their division. So that's kind of crazy. Trevor Lawrence is finally starting to, okay, well, maybe we see some. Maybe this is why he was taken number 1. The defense has stepped up, and they're hosting the reigning MVP. The reigning MVP. There's no, the narrative around that is there's no Joe Burrow, there's no Pat Mahomes, there's no Lamar. You are the superstar in the AFC. This is your window. What does Tech P think?
True. True.
This is your window.
Yeah, this is your shot. You've been given an opportunity to have a Brett Favre-like arc. As many people may recognize, I bring up Brett Favre because Brett Favre was built much like Josh Allen. Looking back, we have the gift of being retro. Looking back, and what do we see? We see that Brett Favre was aided by painkillers. He was tossing interceptions. I think he's the all-time leader in interceptions. He, I guess you could say he jumped from team to team, which some people get criticized for, but not Brett Favre. Brett Favre won't even get criticized for defrauding Medicare. These are the realities, and Teflon Favre is still rolling, and I can still hear the Wranglers commercials that were playing as he was popping painkillers, getting a competitive advantage, much like Tic Tacs. And so right now we have a guy in Josh Allen who doesn't have that type of off the field dirt on him, but he has had, if we take a look at it, he's had some success and he's had some challenges. And this time, right now in 2026 playoff season, those big hurdles are not there. And so he's just got little old Trevor Lawrence sitting in front of him. And the Jacksonville nobodies is what most people will seize that. What most people will recognize this as. So we're going to see if Josh Allen can seize the moment. There's no Lamar. There's none of that. It's wide open for you, Josh. And so I'm interested to see it. It's here. It's a beautiful day. There's no precipitation. There's tons of sun. And so maybe it's a gift that he's not playing at home. Maybe it's a gift. He's supposed to have the more seasoned team. They've been in the playoffs for the past 4 years, maybe more. This is Trevor Lawrence's first time in, and I think yesterday we saw.
You're forgetting when he came back down 20 something points.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yep, against Justin Herbert.
You're a guy. Yeah, I did. Hey, listen, we're gonna see. So right now, before this gets started, you want to jump in and take your pick?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills, and here's why I'm going with the Bills, because I probably could pick you could pick the Jaguars, but the Bills have the number one rusher in the NFL, total yards, James Cook. They have that along with Josh Allen. They got a solid defense that no one likes to give credit for, but they do their thing. This is it. I'm counting on a reigning MVP with those things behind him. I'm counting on a reigning MVP.
Well, it ain't no fun when we pick the same team. So I guess that means in this particular case, I got to take who I like to call Sunshine. Shout out to remember the Titans. That's who this quarterback reminds me of with the locks, the long golden blonde locks. And Trevor Lawrence has been billed very highly over the years. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to go with Jaguars today, playing at home in the sun. And but I do think it should be a game that the Bills can win and probably should.
Yeah, I will say I remember the last time they played in Florida, because they have a Florida team in their division that they play twice a year. And so the last time I can remember them playing in Florida this season was to basically put the Miami Dolphins out of their misery, and they lost big time. And that is on my mind. I'm picking Josh Allen, because if I don't, I'm a hater. And I'm not saying I don't. I like Josh.
You do have some haterish tendencies from time to time.
Well, I am what I call the balancer. When things are out of equilibrium, when people are put higher than they should be, I come and balance things like I'm Thanos.
Since you bring that up, I'd like to be. I made a post this morning. Mm-hmm. I saw an image. It was of Jerry, his son Steven, and then Marty's boy, Shoddy. And I put the Dallas Three Stooges. And you want to talk about privilege? You want to talk about the recipient of just being mediocre and still being given a position to have a platform to speak. Something you said just triggered my nerves when it's football season. It's the first week of the playoffs, and guess what? Just as I said at the beginning of the season, we were looking at an 8-8 team here in Dallas. I was wrong. They were worse, and so here we have a playoff weekend in a playoff year where I used to, if you recall, what would I say? The Super Bowl's been canceled. And if we're going to go with that type of the Super Bowl's been canceled since the Dallas Cowboys played, that would make 31 years in a row. 31 years in a row. And shout out to the Chicago Bears. I like the punch on the Bears because they hadn't won anything since 1985. But guess what? They won last night in convincing fashion with, my peer, my contemporary here, KamERA, sending me a text message saying, hey, look at your team. You're going to go with those Bears. I reluctantly picked the Bears. There's not a time where I usually would pick them. In this particular case, I was right. Kudos to Caleb. He had a hell of a game. He brought his team back, and down with the Dallas Cowboys, down with Jerry, down with Steven, down with anyone affiliated with them, because what they are losers on and off the field. I'm a Dak Prescott supporter, but when it comes to winning, Jerry Mander has taken over and infiltrated the culture of the Dallas Cowboys here in Frisco, headquartered in Frisco, and what we see is not a winner. And I do not believe we should be talking and hearing anything else about them until they win again. Stop going to the stadium and stop buying beers. That's what we need to do. Stop buying merch. Jerry Jones needs to feel it.
Don't stop buying merch. Stop buying their merch. We got gerrymandering on the website.
Hey, Rebuke is there as well. Rebuke the norm, walk divine. Yeah. Rebuke is there as well. Gerrymandering is there as well. And so, yes, we do have merch. You can go to www.oneintegration.com and you can find it there. And you will also find merch that is aligned with the movement of retired Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm the president of that fan club. You cannot have a second team. We are no longer supporting in that fashion, but gerrymandering is there to represent what has happened here. You know how in politics they try to move the lines to redistribute power and get a different outcome. Well, that's what Jerry has done. He says when I didn't buy what I bought a job. Well, you're doing a bad job. You've been doing a bad job for 31 years now. And so someone who can't look in the mirror and see and be honest with themselves, that's not someone that I can support. Jerry, you have stunk it up. Your succession planning, those people have never done anything else besides watch you stink it up. And so what I anticipate for those who still want to follow the Dallas Cowboys is watching more what's a good word? More funk. More funk. They won't have a bed of roses. What they'll have is a team that looks good. They are that star and that silver. Oh man, so sexy. It's like a tuxedo on a football field. But they lose. But they lose. And that's 31 consecutive years. 31 consecutive. I have two sons. Two different ages. One of them is almost 30. Another one is 14. My 14-year-old, I brought him home on a Sunday in 2011. Brought him in the little chair. Sat him there on the coffee table. Turned on the television. What was there? It was America's team. It was the first thing he ever saw. We got him out of the car seat. We changed him up. We put him on his Dallas Cowboys gear. Guess what? He's standing right now. He loves football, and he will tell you, I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan. That's no fault of mine. We have raised a son that has the independence of thought to know when he's watching a loser. And nobody wants to follow a loser. So therefore, he's my 30-year-old son. Oh my God, he's never been, he may have had a chance. You speak for yourself. Were you ever a Dallas Cowboy fan?
Yeah, I actually was telling this story last night, and I was talking to some Cowboys fans, and I was like, look, I tried to support. There was a time in a period that I tried to support recently, but I've known since a kid. I've been playing these game modes as a GM, and I said, they're not building a team over here. They're not. I don't know what kind of moves they're making. They're not making the moves.
So you're trying to get me. I think you just brought that up because you're trying to trigger some more of my.
I literally was telling them that last night. I said, hey, my dad would tell you the story where he buys me these games, and because I had literally just talked to you about it maybe yesterday. And so we talked about it. I was like, yeah, he just told me that today. And I was like, yeah, I would look at that team and say, why would anyone support them? I was ahead of the curve.
Yeah. And so for the audience out there, what KamERA is speaking of, he was a big time gamer ever since he was a young kid. He was a rage quitter as well.
Rage quit.
I had had to break him off from that. I told him one time that if that game makes you cry one more time, I am going
That was
to
the
take.
beginning of you started rage quitting.
I started rage quitting.
Yeah, because I didn't rage quit before that. I would just get mad and sad about it.
Yeah,
And
and
then
so
when
what I
you
told
came
him,
out
I
there and
said,
said that,
if you ever do that again, if you ever get mad and upset, and you let this game make you upset again, I'm tossing it into the pool. I'm getting rid of the game. I'm throwing the whole system out. It was like magic. It was like light switch. He stopped crying over the game. And so one day I walked by and he was losing. And I can see him working himself up. So I kind of walked by and I continued to just pay attention and I just watched from afar. And soon as the game got closer to the end, I seen him lean up and just press the button and sit back. He turned the game off.
rage quit,
Then he turned it back on.
turn it back on.
I said, "That's how. That is that how."
They were cheating. Hey, you're done.
That's exactly what. That's exactly what he would be saying.
AI.
They cheat. They cheat. They cheat.
Yeah,
Oh my God, rage quit. But what I will say is my other observation at the time was that you would get those games and you would be playing in a mode that would not, where the game wasn't being played, but the game was on. And so I stopped and I asked you about it. You said, oh, this is the GM mode. And so from a very young age, I would say probably 6 or 7 years old, you were running sports franchises. You were running sports franchises. So even when you talk about it now, I believe you could go into a front office and do just as good as some of these jokers that's doing right now. I really do, because you've been doing it for so long. And I've actually heard, I think it was McVay and some other coaches a few years ago, they were talking about the evolution of their X's and O's and their strategy and how they manage franchises. And they credited that they grew up playing the game on GM mode. And so, I've always respected your mind when it comes to this. And I'm done with them. I'm done. I am done. I am done with them. I don't know why anyone would put their money towards not only a loser, but someone with low character and low integrity. And so Jerry Jones is all of these things. Do a Google search. You can find it out. It's on, they talk about Dallas all the time on national media. And so one of the things they don't talk about is some of the things that Jerry does that's unfavorable, but you can search it. You could even probably pay his daughter that he doesn't claim in Arkansas a few dollars, and she'll probably at least let her cousin or somebody talk. She's probably under NDA if I'm thinking about how lawyers would require her to sign a document in order to get the payment that Jerry was finally going to be willing to give her. But I say all of that to say, they say attitude reflects leadership. And Jerry Jones, what I saw him do with Micah Parsons and his agent, it unveiled the whole thing. And essentially what it was is, if you don't have an agent that is under the thumb of Jerry Jones, then he'd rather not have you. And why is that? Why is that the truth? Well, that's because it's a conflict of interest that Jerry is on the winning side of, and the agent would rather have a great relationship with Jerry long term than a football player that's got an average career of 3 years. And so I get it. However, if he was doing all of that and maybe winning, then I could find something to be happy about. But I saw the losing in the 80s. I saw the team being rebuilt in Jimmy Johnson doing the work, and I saw those outcomes, and then I've seen nothing since then.
Well, speaking of the Cowboys, we'll see if they make it 32 years in a row. The Packers, their first round pick will be going to the Cowboys. And so since they were eliminated, it'll be around that 18, 19 area. So
It'll be number 20.
20? Okay.
It'll be number 20 is what I was reading this morning. And what I would say about Jerry Jones and that crew, I'm looking here at the comments, and Alberto Rodriguez, he says, "You're the boss, applesauce." He also says, "White privilege, sorry to say." These are not my words, but these are not things that I can disagree with. And so to go back to the draft, what do we anticipate these jokers doing? They could draft the best player on the board. They should draft the best. They still got to come to Dallas. They still have to deal with the culture here in Dallas. And so if that's the case, then you tell me a place where the culture doesn't dictate the outcome. And so Jerry Jones is, it's about money. It's about having an asset to be able to tell stories and manipulate people into giving him more of their dollars so he can put into his bank account. It's not about winning. And that's what gerrymandering and why we created that merchandise is so that people can know that Jerry defines winning a different way than most people define winning when thinking about the NFL. He thinks about it like a CEO. He's thinking about it as profitability. For example, a CEO will, in this case, I'll use Microsoft for an example. They will clear $26 billion in profit in a quarter, 26 billion in a quarter, and they will still lay off 4% of their workforce. It used to be where there was no layoffs unless the business was underperforming, but $26 billion in the green, still laying off. We're in a new era. We're in a new era where it's all about the have and the have-nots, and there's fewer haves, and they're taking, and they're not sharing, and they're not playing by the same set of rules. And that's what Jerry Jones is doing.
Yeah. Real quickly, I'll touch on last night's game. Shout out to AJ Dawson. Shout out to Rodney. The Bears, beginning of the season, I told you that the Bears were, they're going to surprise people. And I didn't know to that extent. And we were on the phone yesterday about to be picking. And I said, I'm going with the Bears, but I would not be surprised because I don't know what I'm going to get from the Bears if the Packers win. And Jordan Love has proved that he could go into adverse territory and make it a game at the very least. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they won. Now, I texted you last night that I said, did I pick the Packers and did you pick the Bears? And then shortly after, and this is while the Packers were still in a big lead, I said, never mind. I didn't say never mind. I said I was playing. I was playing because I saw it. And you can ask everyone at the bar. I said, if he misses this kick, the game is over. If he misses this kick, I won't say the exact words I said because, I had to put some allegedlys and things in that. But I said, if he misses this kick, the game is over and the Bears are going through. So it'll be really interesting because their opponent will be the winner of the Niners at the Eagles. NFC Championship rematch of, I want to say 20. It had to be 2021. Yeah, 2021. NFC Championship rematch. And if you remember, Brock Purdy got hurt on the first drive of the game. And all of the Niners players after the game, if we would have had our quarterback, we really think we would have beat them. And they were pretty solid personnel on both sides. It was going to be that was probably going to be one of the best games in that playoff run. And now they rematched. They're not exactly the same teams. They're both a little bit, hurt and dinged up.
But they both are in the playoffs.
But they're both in the playoffs. But, they also in the same conference as the Cowboys. So, That's a
Yeah,
free spot.
and historically tied to the Dallas Cowboys.
Huh?
I said, and historically tied to the Dallas
Yeah,
Cowboys. If
both.
I think
Both.
back to the 90s, we saw some players trading spaces. We saw Ken Norton going west. We saw Charles Haley and Dion coming to play with the Cowboys. And we saw that, in my belief, had they had a field instead of a piece of trash of a field in Candlestick, we would have more championships here in Dallas because we wouldn't have been playing in the mud, and Emmett would have been able to take advantage of that line, and we would have been marching right down the field on the San Francisco 49ers. But what happened? What's happened since then? The Dallas Cowboys have been mediocre. I believe the San Francisco 49ers have been with a few different quarterbacks. They had an era with Kaepernick where I think they played in New Orleans in the Super Bowl when the lights went out, right?
Yeah, the lights went out. That was against the Ravens.
Yeah, and they were ahead. They were ahead, if I recall correctly, and that light thing kind of switched the momentum. They have weathered the storm of getting rid of a above average quarterback because the league told them that Kaepernick could not be anymore. What would have happened if they would have kept Colin Kaepernick? I think they would have continued to go on and play at a high level. Well, they went away from that, and then they had a Dak-like experience in having Brock Purdy there. And here they are. How many times have the 49ers been in the playoffs the last 5 years? Pretty consistent. I think the Dallas Cowboys have been missing the playoffs the last 2 years. And when's the last time they won a playoff game? I don't think they've won more than one playoff game in a year, maybe in the last 30 years.
Yeah, last game, because they haven't been to the NFC Championship. Yeah, the last playoff game they won, if I am correct, was Tom Brady's last game where Dak sent Tom Brady to the booth. Dak sent Tom Brady to the booth. But yeah, this one's intriguing because, man, it's hard because I don't like what I see from the Eagles offense at all. Personally and consistently, I don't know what offense is showing up. And I was also a big believer that Brock Purdy and 55 million just did not go together. In order to build that ultimate team to finally get you to the championship and win the championship for Kyle Shanahan, I did not believe that Brock Purdy, $55 million. Now Mac Jones stepped in, did a great job, kept them afloat, and he's gotten them here to the playoffs. So, I want to give him his credit for that because no disrespect, he's done enough to get them there. So congrats to that. Now, when I look at this game, Niners defense banged up. Bosa's not exactly the X factor that he was before. Eagles defense, they're still really, really good. They're really good. I mean, they played the Bills the other day. Jalen Hurts had maybe 12 yards or something in the second half, and they won the game. So their defense is still bona fide. It's tough. I want Tech P to pick. It's still churning in my mind, trying to figure out who
I gotta tell you, you know how I feel. I can never pick the Philadelphia Eagles. I could never pick the Philadelphia Eagles, even though, and the reason why I could never pick the Philadelphia Eagles is because they're classless. They're classless. I can, just off the top of my mind, I believe they had a player that was coming with some racial slurs a couple years ago. Forget his name or forget the incident.
Something Cooper.
Yeah, they're classless. They had as Michael Irvin laid there on the turf in 1999 with a neck injury. The last game Michael Irvin ever played was there in Philadelphia. He was motionless. And those I won't say how I really feel, but they cheered. Now, I will also say that Michael Irvin has been on a tangent that is making me lose respect for him here lately, acting like a clown and a spectacle, and not, you got Super Bowls and this, that, and the other. Carry yourself with some dignity. It's okay to have some fun, but when you start to do the same thing over and over and over again, that's more like a jester. We see you showing up on Christmas Day, exchanging pleasantries with Jerry, and masking the lack of performance, and how the Dallas Cowboy fans feel when I think everyone should set Jerry outside of the church. And when I say the church, I mean the community, the people. Jerry should be sitting over there by himself, and nobody should be speaking to him. He should be having some time of reflection. But instead, Jerry Jones and Michael Irvin are sitting here broing it up, talking about the times that they've shared with one another, when we all know that those times are probably more aligned with Jerry having him do something unfavorable, or something he can't say out loud, in exchange for Jerry making a phone call to get Michael out of a situation or a jam or whatever. That's the type of relationship they've had, those types of things that they cannot share out loud. And so you cannot trust Michael Irvin's voice when it comes to him saying something about the Dallas Cowboys. Notice one thing: Troy Aikman is never there saying these things. Troy Aikman is who we should be listening to. So when it comes to Philadelphia, I just cannot support them in that way. I cannot.
All right, so he's got the Niners. I'm going to take Philadelphia in the defense.
Keep going. I'll be right back.
I'm going to take Philadelphia in the defense. I think it's close. Honestly, you can go with either team. So shout out to Chris Baez. I'm going with the Eagles today. And that would mean that they would be going up against the Bears. Wow. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I think if the Eagles play the Bears, that's the problem right here, man. Because then I would probably pick them to go back to the Super Bowl. And I told somebody last night too. I said, I think the winner of this game is, to me, likely to go to the Super Bowl. No disrespect to Sam Darnold, but I just need to see you win. Even last year when he was on the Vikings and they lost that last game to, for the division, I said, I can't trust him in the playoffs. And then they went up against the Rams first game, got torched. He had a terrible game. And he's had a few games this year that he's turned the ball over and kind of lost in the game. There's times where he's turned the ball over and they won him the game. But consistently, when you are in the playoffs, you can't do that. So when I look at this game, they're probably going to be the team that represents the NFC.
Who?
The Niners, Eagles.
Oh, you mean in the whoever wins this goes to the Super Bowl, you think?
Most likely, because I can't trust Sam Darnold. And Matt Stafford and them, they showed me a lot of weaknesses yesterday.
Man, I tell you what.
Weaknesses yesterday.
You know what? You've been waffling on them, but I think Matt Stafford, I think they held back. I think they looked at this as like a tune-up and an exhibition. I don't know if you heard Devontae, what he said when they walked into that last series with a minute and some change to go, and Matt Stafford looked at them and said, "Let's go take these boys hard," or something like that. And they got to it. And so
they did their thing. No, they did their thing. But my thing is, they got two division opponents that they will have to go through, most likely.
It was the third time they played last night, right?
No, they played somebody out of the division. They played Carolina. But if the Niners, for instance, if the Niners win, that means that they have to go to the Niners, and then they'll have to go to potentially the Seahawks. You'll have to be two division opponents. I got it. And I like the Rams. The Rams were probably going in closer to the end of the season. That's probably who I was thinking about picking. But when I look at this game right here, these two teams have kind of been the NFC, and so have the Rams. I'll give the Rams that credit too. So have the Rams, but I'm gonna go. Look, this is gonna be the only game that we're the same on. I'm gonna go with the Niners too, because I can't trust what they got on offense, what they got the play calling and stuff. I can't trust them. So I'm gonna go with the Niners this game too. And I'm sorry, Chris. I just switched on you, Chris.
You said what?
I had shouted out my homie Chris. He's an Eagles fan earlier because I was trying to work myself up to pick him, but I'm like, man, I don't see their offense doing what they need to do. At least against Kyle Shanahan, gonna put up some type of points. He gonna get to 21. He gonna get to 21 at least.
Yeah.
So is Jalen Hurts gonna throw for 12 yards in the second half again? That can't.
I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna happen. But
it can't happen.
Yeah, it can, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Right now, I want to introduce my kinfolk. We ain't seen each other since it's been. Can you hear him? Can you hear him?
Yeah, a little bit. What's going on?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So Cam, you may not remember.
Hold on, this son.
It's my oldest son.
Man, hold up.
Yeah.
You was a puppy, man.
Yeah. So
over to the cliff.
Yeah, Singing Hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
City.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I'm from Oak Cliff too. That's crazy.
No, hey, listen, Balalaka. Right off of Lazy River, Concerto. Oh yeah. So back in the day before you could even talk, we was riding. We that summer after I graduated high school, boom. We was everywhere together. And then I went to college, and then we kind of would just touch when I came back to town. The last time we caught up was actually at Uncle Mick's funeral, and that would have been at the end of 2017. So that's almost 10 years ago. So this morning, I'm laying in the bed and I'm just doing my thing on the internet, and something just crossed my mind. I'm like, man, I ain't heard from my kinfolk in so long. And so I just hit him up and was like, man, what's up? And here we are right here, put it back together, man. It's like old time. So he's coming through and he's in. And so we got to get his take on this game. So we talking Philly and 49ers. Who you got, bro?
I got the 49ers.
Three.
And the reason why I don't trust Jalen Hurts, I think they feel like they've already accomplished what they need to accomplish. So they don't take I think they'll take it serious, but I wouldn't be surprised if Purdy got them. And I know they hurt as well. I know they got a lot of people that are out as well, but at the end of the day, I go off the eye test. And I feel like, let me ask you a question. You think Jalen Hurts go throw for 150?
150?
Yep.
The fact that we got to put the number at 150.
I'm just lowballing the conduct.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. That's crazy.
They playing in Philly.
Exactly.
That's cool.
They're playing in Philly.
They played the Bills in Philly when he threw for 12 yards in the second half.
All right, so we got three. Let's so nobody has any faith.
Okay.
Nobody has any faith.
I mean, they could win the game, but I wouldn't be willing to. Yeah.
Well, what do we think about Saquon? What's Saquon gonna do today?
He hasn't been doing anything. He hasn't been doing it. And you know what? And this is why I can't pick them. Did I ever tell you where I was when I watched the Dallas Eagles game?
No.
There's like some bar in like Addison.
Oh yeah. This is the
and all of these Eagles fans. I'm talking about the whole place filled with Eagles fans. It was Steelers fans. They left. Eagles fans came in, and they just talking mess. And I'm like, look, I'm afraid if AJ Brown gets going. I'm afraid if Devontae Smith gets going. But there's still hope if you hand Saquon the ball. If you hand Saquon the ball, but from what I have seen this year so far, there's still hope. And guess what? Second half, they run Saquon, was getting stuffed, fumbled, turned the ball over, and they lost the game. It was really Saquon. Well, and really their blocking is not the same as it was once before. I know Lane Johnson will probably be back today. That's going to be a big help for them. But Saquon, the Madden curse is real.
Well, we got three We got three. All three of us are taking the 49ers.
Yeah.
And nobody has talked about it. Nobody has said it's because the 49ers. Everybody is saying it's because of the Eagles. What the Eagles.
I can't trust them. I can't
Yeah.
trust them all the way. But speaking of, before y'all got back in, you had mentioned that the Niners were in that Super Bowl with when the lights turn off?
Yeah.
And the lights turn off. And one of the coaches in that Super Bowl for the 49ers, he is now the head coach of the LA Chargers. And tonight they're going to New England. They're going to New England to face what's the guy's name? Drake May. Drake May.
Drake
And,
May, MVP candidate,
MVP candidate.
runner-up Drake May.
Yeah, after they fired Gerard Mayo after 1 year, they went and hired the guy from Tennessee. Now they're the number 1 seed, or number 2 seed, I should say, number 2 seed, hosting, Jim Harbaugh. And I've always been a fan of Jim. Anyone who watches this program knows how I feel about John, and I'm very ecstatic about the direction that the Ravens have started. He had to go. But Jim, I have a lot of love for Jim. I just wish that they would have given him the right quarterback, because this guy right here, my dad said it earlier, he thought that this was Trevor Lawrence's first playoff game. No, there's another game. He faced Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert had a 28-0 lead and blew it. Yeah. That's worse than Matt Ryan 28-3. He blew it to the Jaguars. This guy, it's all looks. They love the way, they love the image, they love the long hair, they love the complexion, they love the build. The results, they don't mention them. And today again, he will come up short.
You're taking New England. You're taking Drake May.
England to advance.
They're playing in LA?
Huh?
Playing in LA or New England?
They're playing in New England.
They're playing in New England. They're playing in New England. So what's the weather like in New England today?
Yeah,
Bless his heart.
Again?
Oh, you just threw the game away.
Hold on. Who got it?
I think Carolina got it.
Jacksonville.
Well, I'm tripping. Yeah, Jacksonville.
Yeah. I'll be doing the same thing. They came into the league the same year.
Yeah,
the same color. Yeah.
Straight out his hands, sir.
Man, check that out.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? That's 2 turnovers, both of them near the red zone, because Trevor Lawrence threw an interception on the first possession, I believe, and they only turned it into 3 points. So let's see what happens.
Who turned it over now?
His stick.
You said what?
Who turned it over now? Bills?
The Bills did on the return. Trevor Lawrence just scored a touchdown, and they kicked it out to him. This guy went to return it looks like, and he got popped.
Oh, Ray Davis.
Yeah, he got popped. So I'm taking man, you said it's in New England. Man, who you got?
That's a good question, man. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, I think
they may squeeze it out, maybe. And keep Diggs involved one way or the other.
Yeah, I want to go with. I don't want to go with New England. I don't want to go with New England, but they're in New England. Yeah, they're in New England, and New England has played very, very well this year. Man,
it'd be a low-scoring game.
If it's a low-scoring game, then that means coaching is going to be involved, and I got to go with Jim Harbaugh as coach. I I think the coach. What's this guy's name? That was in Tennessee. Vrabel. Yeah, I think Vrabel is a great culture guy, but I don't see him being head and shoulders above or anywhere near Jim Harbaugh.
Well, real quick, I will say, as a coordinator, McDaniels, he know how to dial it up as a coordinator. So he do got that help over there too. But I like Jim. I do. Hey, I like Jim Harbaugh. It's just
All
unfortunate.
right, so I'm picking. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm picking Jim Harbaugh tonight. I'm picking Jim Harbaugh tonight. Let's jump. Let's jump. Who did you pick?
I got New England, man.
Got New England. So we got two New Englands. I'm taking Justin Herloss, as you call
Her
him.
loss.
Justin Herloss. I'm taking the team on the road. Let's jump to tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We
You
got
playing
Houston
tomorrow night?
Huh?
Yeah, Houston going up to Pittsburgh.
Houston and Pittsburgh.
Going up to Pittsburgh.
I got H-Town. I think their defense might end Aaron Rodgers' career tomorrow night.
Well, you know what? Somebody was trying to tell me last night. It was like, wouldn't it be great? This is why the Packers were still up. Wouldn't it be great if the Packers get to the Super Bowl and Aaron Rodgers gets to the Super Bowl? And
No way.
And
no way. I don't want to see the Pittsburgh Steelers do anything.
No.
And I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers do anything. I want to see the Houston Texans go into Pittsburgh. I don't care what the weather is like. I want to see them demolish them. They started off, I believe they started off 0-5 this year, right?
Like 0-3 at least.
Oh, hey, and they've been undefeated or
had a pretty good record since.
Yeah, so I believe that what's the coach name? DeMarco Ryan. What's his name?
D'Amico
Ryan. He got him ready. He got him ready. Quarterback's gone through his injuries. CJ is ready. It's time for us to send Aaron Rodgers to the booth.
Yeah, he's He should have been there about 2 years ago anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna be on Amazon Prime, maybe Netflix next year. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see Aaron Rodgers out of there. Well, you know what he might do is he might go join and take a page out of what's this guy's name that is now on College Game Day all over the place that he likes to join his podcast.
Pat McAfee.
He might take a Pat McAfee deal and do his own independent thing because he's a contrarian, and so wherever it is, he's gonna be in front of a screen with a microphone, being passive aggressive and taking shots. That's what I see in the future of Aaron Rodgers. Tonight, we're watching one of the greats hang it up, or tomorrow night,
Monday night. You pick H-Town too?
I'm picking Houston, man.
Okay.
I know you want to pick them. I just got the look. You're thinking too long.
He don't want to piss Pittsburgh.
Oh, now.
Listen.
Pittsburgh cannot.
What'd you just call Aaron Rodgers?
Contrarian.
I'm one of those too.
Well, go ahead. Pittsburgh.
I'm one of those two. And what I had to say, DK Metcalf is back. They got some help on the outside. It's gonna have to be a lot of dinking and dunking because Will Anderson and them boys is gonna be coming after him. But from what I have seen from CJ Stroud this season, I cannot trust it all.
It don't take many points. How many points are the Steelers averaging this year? They hadn't been lighting it up.
Yeah, but he might make TJ Watt and them come out their shell again. They might have a reinvigoration against. You know what I've seen from Houston this season, offensively, I just don't know. I don't know. Is it going to be a turnover that puts them in position? It might be a field goal game. Aaron Rodgers is going to protect the ball, unless he get popped in the blind side. He's going to protect the ball. So is CJ going to protect the ball enough? I'm gonna say no. I'm going with Mike Tomlin. I'm going with Pittsburgh. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers to survive one more week at least.
You're talking yourself into that. You don't believe that, man.
Send Aaron Rodgers packing. Aaron Rodgers is time for him to go.
Yeah.
Oh, they went for it on 4th and 2 and fall short. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're playing like a team that's never been there.
Nah, facts.
4th and 2 in the red zone. They going for it. They're saying, "Hey, look, we don't believe we can win." What's going on? This your kinfolk right here. That's Nixon. This is cousin Munn. Also, these days, He's going by Victor.
I ain't seen him in a minute neither. It's been a minute.
Glad to see you.
How you been?
Doing good about yourself.
Nixon, get on camera.
Bless.
Nixon, get on camera. Nixon, get on camera. He's saying your brother is saying, get on camera. What's good, sir?
What up, Cameron?
What's going on, bro? What's been going on?
Nothing. I was just about to probably get a burger and watch the game.
Say get a burger.
Yeah, I had some burger made from like a week ago.
Getting some leftover burger.
Okay, yeah, it's already cooked. Okay. What you got? Who gonna be winning today? Who you got?
Jaguars.
You got Jaguars?
49ers too.
That's 4 out of 4.
Oh, man.
49ers.
Smart. Well, they're smart.
Who you got out of Houston and Pittsburgh?
Houston.
It's a genius.
Hey,
Houston?
listen.
Genius over there.
Hey, that boy talking like a mechanic. Talking like a mechanic.
And what was the other game? New England Chargers.
New England.
Ah.
Ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
Shouldn't say
Okay.
nothing.
He took every pick the same as you, right, man? Every pick.
Hey. Aaron Rodgers.
Did you need any nicks?
No, I just came in here to see what you were doing.
We in here having a good time doing the podcast. Stay real quick. We're gonna jump off in just a moment, but we do have to talk about a few more things before we jump up. Nicks, do you want to? What's next on the topic, Cameron?
Shoot, we could talk the college football. We could talk Luka Doncic.
You want to talk? Hey, listen, we're gonna talk one more thing before we jump out. We can jump back on later on in between the games or whatever.
Go ahead, pick which thing.
But the thing that we're gonna talk about right now is, you want to talk Luka Doncic? We can talk Luka Doncic, but you cannot talk Luka Doncic without Glass Davis.
Man.
Glass Davis. And so Glass Davis, the internet is undefeated. I saw a picture of him wrapped in bubble wrap. You know, this guy they bring to Dallas in exchange for Luka Doncic, and he just hasn't been available. So we'll talk about that. Before you go have a burger, would you like to weigh in on the state of Anthony Davis in Dallas, Nixon?
I mean, they call him Day-to-Day Davis for a reason.
Day-to-day Davis.
Wow.
Day-to-day. Is he available today?
I don't know.
He's unavailable.
No, he's unavailable for the next 365 days, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, he's hurt again. He needs surgery. He's in a sling.
Yes.
Wait, it's unfortunate for Dallas Mavericks fans. So bring up Doncic, grab your burger.
All right.
We're gonna wrap this up. I'll be in there in a minute.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Dallas Mavericks fans that AD is hurt, but the fortune is by subtraction because Luka Doncic,
He knows something.
as a former Lakers fan who will be back once he is gone, Laker forever. I'm still.
No, you haven't been a Laker forever. You left when LeBron came. Remember?
No, I left when LeBron traded all of my young talent for Anthony Davis, the day-to-day Davis that you're talking about. And at least for him, I can say in the same environment, because Luka Doncic was in the bubble. Luka Doncic was in the bubble.
Balling.
And you know what? He looks like a whole different player. If you pull up those highlights to now, he's a whole different player. He's deteriorating. His game is deteriorating.
He's leading the league in scoring.
He is.
He's leading the league in scoring.
He's leading the league in scoring and empty calories. And we wish that he would get these empty calories off the court, because he's getting back into his sluggish ways and he's foul baiting, unethical hoops. He doesn't play defense and he's complaining all the time. And Lakers fans, listen here, Lakers fans, we don't care about you leading the league in scoring. We do not care. It's results. Are you going up against the top teams and winning? No. Why not?
Hey man, Lakers fans, it's not about results. It's about narrative. It's about Hollywood. Lakers fans,
nah.
they hang and they celebrate the mid-season
No,
championship down
that's a
there.
LeBron thing. That's a LeBron thing.
LeBron doesn't own the Lakers.
No, that's a LeBron thing. We're gonna help ingratiate LeBron because he chose us. That's a LeBron thing. But the real Lakers fans, we're not caring about none of that. We're not caring about
what?
that. We're not caring about these empty stats. We care about are we gonna be contending for the title?
And
yes,
with Luka and LeBron in this NBA, the league will make sure that you get an unfair shot.
No,
the NBA will listen to when you talk to me about the justification behind the Luka Doncic trade. What do you say? Oh well, if they promised them the number 1 pick, then it was worth it. So you're telling me that even in your contrarian thought process that you're factoring in that it is rigged. Allegedly. So if it's allegedly rigged or possibly rigged, and you got LeBron, who is, not even trying to get back on defense, and we're at the same time all these years talking about his basketball IQ.
I told y'all that was overrated.
Basketball IQ is telling him, hey, look, it's not even worth playing defense because we're gonna get some home cooking there on the end that's gonna help us be there anyway.
Nah, he's been doing that, and they ain't been getting enough home cooking.
Well, I tell you what, when it comes down to Joker, you cannot, any team with LeBron James on it, you cannot, or any superstar really, you cannot judge them until March. You cannot judge them until March. The NBA has done a poor job in basically taking the first 60% of the season, 65% of the season before the All-Star break. And then the All-Star break itself, is a wash. Who even watches that anymore? They have done a job in making sure that nobody cares about that, not even the superstars. And if you're over 30, 31 years old as a superstar, it's almost like a vacation. This is the first half of the season. This is where you just get tuned up, take you some time off, have a little nagging injury. They don't even care about playing 83 games or anything close to that. They just need to make sure that they're feeling good around April. Around April is when they're starting to work themselves in. Think about it. The Dallas Mavericks said they traded Luka Doncic because he was fat. And then Anthony Davis showed up the next season after coming off an injury, fat. Per their words, not mine. I don't call people fat. This is what they said. And then they said, Anthony Davis said, oh, yeah, I work my way into shape as the season goes. Wait a minute. I thought you guys got rid of a player for that.
He didn't. No. I'm not letting that slide. Luka Doncic has never worked his way into shape. He has never worked his way into shape.
What?
No.
Man, you need to go back and look at it, man. You got to go back and look at it. You also got to look at, Luka was coming off an injury that year, last year when he got hurt. And also he was also coming off of Nico Harrison in the Mavericks front office getting rid of the entire medical team and replacing them with unqualified folks. You can go Google this. They had people on the medical staff that had to get an exception to be in there because they didn't have the right certifications. And so what did they do? They released the number 1 medical team by the data. And guess who picked them up? Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks picked up the entire staff pretty much. And guess what? Now everybody's healthy in New York. This is not my opinion.
Part of Tom Thibodeau not being there too. He likes to run players into the ground.
Hey, listen, whatever it is, that set of medical professionals and staff in New York left Dallas, where they had kept Dirk Nowitzki healthy for years. They had kept what you call an out of shape Luka Doncic in top tier shape performing for years. And then the moment he leaves, he gets fired. I believe they fired him on the plane coming back from Dirk's Hall of Fame induction. And as soon as they fired this guy for no reason, Guess what happened? Luka is hurt. Luka's out of shape. I mean, you tell me, if somebody is mistreating people you love, how inspired are you?
But
this is what people are not factoring in. These are humans. Luka Doncic is a human. You saw him return to Dallas and basically shed tears because of how he felt about this. And so when you see that type of emotional response from someone that says that I loved being here, but there are aspects, and we can see the aspects because they're not able to say, let's just be real about it. I mean, if you have a vehicle and somebody offers you less than what the vehicle is worth, you're not going to give them that vehicle. You're going to go over here into another place and say, do you think this vehicle is worth more than this? Okay, well, give me more. They didn't do that. They had Luka Doncic. This is not arguably. This is emphatically, I'm stating he is one of the best basketball players in the world. And you tell me you trade him in the middle of the night for
champion?
For a guy that stays hurt, that's older, and you allow for the team you're sending him to keep draft picks and Austin Reeves. What you're admitting is either I lack competence or it's rigged. If it were me and somebody came to me and I was in their front office and they said, hey, this is what we're going to do, I would say, hey, I'm quitting. Because what you've done is you've ruined your entire reputation. This is a stain. If you are affiliated in any way with the Luka Doncic trade, in any way outside of saying I quit, this is something that follows you forever. This is like right up there with Babe Ruth. When the Boston Red Sox sold Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees, man, what was that, 100 years ago? They still talk about this. That's what this is. This is right up there with it. And everybody associated with it, they have that stain on them. They cannot wash that off. They cannot overcome that. And you tell me if anybody in that front office is ever named the general manager of your team, are you going to be, oh yeah, we need a general manager. The next general manager is Nico Harris. Your fan base is saying, we out.
I'm in.
Oh, you did also call yourself a contrarian. And so, yeah, you would be in because everybody else is out. However, you mean to tell me I'm not opposed to having traded Luka Doncic. I wouldn't have traded him. I would have built around him, especially considering that they just went to the championship and the Western Conference Championship. Before that, he ain't what, 25, 26 years old? You build around that. You build around that. You build around that. You build around that. So I would build around that. But if I wanted to trade him, I can guarantee it would be for the full market value and not a cent less. Not a cent less.
If Nico Harrison was,
fire Nico.
If Nico Harris, I would say hire Nico because I'm consistent on this standpoint. I don't like unethical hoopers. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, people who stat pad, and it's all about the individual, and it's not about. And I'm not saying Russell didn't try because he gave a lot of effort, and so does James.
You know who else was a stat padder?
Mm-hmm. Who?
You know who else was a stat padder? Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Well, he came with the championships though.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan was a stat padder.
He padded those stats too.
Yeah, he was a stat padder.
Results.
So
yeah. If you're winning championships and you're stat padding, that's cool.
Well, I mean, if we really want to get down to it,
is Luka
we can name the amount of Hall of Famers that Michael Jordan played with.
Is Luka Doncic a better player than James Harden?
His career is not over, but he's in that conversation with James Harden right now. James Harden at this age was not this good.
Absolutely not. And you know that.
Yeah, James Harden at this age.
Luka PR. And James Harden at 26 is a better player than Luka Doncic.
No.
Has Harden been to a final?
You said what? Did he make the finals?
Final?
He got to go up against KD, Steph Curry. Luka lost to Steph Curry by himself.
Did he make the finals?
He didn't make the finals with the Warriors there.
No, did he make a finals?
Not with the Warriors there. Luka Doncic is not making the final. He couldn't be.
As he made a final. We just asking for facts. We're not asking for opinions.
We're asking for context. The context is you're going up against Golden State. Did he win more games against Golden State than LeBron ever did? Yes, James Harden did. He pushed him to 7 and 6 games. LeBron never did that. Even with Kyrie Irving, James Harden. This is context. I watch these games.
Hey, listen.
When we talk about the eye test.
Hey, listen, man.
I watch these games. James Harden pushed them further than any other team.
He didn't win.
He did not win. Neither has Luka Doncic. Back to the point. Luka Doncic has not won. He's gotten credit for getting past the baby Thunder.
You didn't answer the question.
We're comparing getting past the baby Thunder to Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. You just wanted to talk about Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame teammates, but then we're going to ignore it when we're talking about James Harden going up against 4. Well, I'll say 3 bona fide. I'm not counting Draymond like that. Or I'll put Iguodala up there because he's a really good player. And
I hear all of that, but you
count Michael Jeffrey Jordan's Hall of Fame teammates. But then when we get to James Harden and what he had to go through, well, Luka made it to the finals playing SGA and a bunch of baby players. Like, no, we're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that. Who's with Anthony Edwards when he beat him? Rudy Gobert. So that's what we're doing. We got Kyrie Irving on the side over here. We got a really solid team, and it's just Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards. No, and then you got boat race. You got to the finals and you didn't belong, and you haven't shown any semblance of competing since. You had a little hot streak.
You were hurt. You were hurt, and you got traded, and now you're leading the league in scoring.
Yeah, empty stat. There's people that led the league in scoring. Did
you want to answer that question?
Was leading the league in scoring. What did he do? And that's no discredit to Allen Iverson.
Do you want to answer that question yet?
What?
What was the question again?
Has James Harden made a finals?
You said, has James Harden been to the finals? Yes, he has.
You know what? You're right. He went with Oklahoma. They played Miami, right?
He went to the finals.
What was that? What was it? A 4-1?
4-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was hard. That was Harden, Russ, and Durant, Serge Ibaka.
3 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, three Hall of Fame, and Sam Presti, Hall of Fame GM.
Okay, and name the rest of that team. Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, they had a squad.
No, they had them 4.
They had a squad, and then you know who turned around and beat that squad again and sent KD packing?
Yeah,
the Diggler.
The who?
The Diggler. Yeah, I believe they were on that road to that 2011.
No, so you got it twisted. What actually happened was he beat them the year before they got to the finals. He beat them the year before. Actually, I don't know if the Mavs ever beat them.
So we got somebody in your corner that said Perk was ass, in my opinion. Perk was, if you recall, Perk was coming off of a run and bringing championship pedigree from the Boston Celtics. He can only jump. He's always only been able to jump about this much. I actually went to a finals game in LA and sat next to Perk's family from, I got this phrase from them. He said, we from Big Money, Texas. From Big Money, Texas. We here with Perk. They're from Beaumont, Big Money, Texas. Shout out. Perk, he did his job. He wasn't brought there to score a single point. He was brought there to be somewhat of a Rick Mahorn-like, Goon-like, Bill Laimbeer-like. If we're throwing flat toss back to those players that were not expected to do anything other than bring the pain. That's who Kendrick Perkins was. And he's a champion. So I do agree that he was not a scorer and all the rest of that, but did he do his job well? And you don't stay in the league that long. Yeah. And I Perk will be remembered for being in the media. Yes, I do. But you still cannot take away his championships.
I mean, he was just playing with 4 Hall of Famers. And
then he went to go play with Russell Westbrook, who's a Hall of Famer, James Harden, who's a Hall of Famer,
And then what
Kevin
happened?
Durant, who's a Hall of Famer, and
Not a Hall of Famer.
and the GM, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, they couldn't get it done because he's putting up 2 points.
It was KG, Ray Allen.
That's right.
Yeah, KG, Ray Allen.
Rondo.
Paul Pierce. Oh, that was another Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Kendrick Perkins won with a Hall of Fame team.
What we're asking you and John, appreciate the back and forth with us. Love it. We like for you to tell us what your thoughts are about Luka Doncic, the trade. Give us some commentary about James Harden. KamERA.
Oh yeah, let me get back to my point. Excuse me, John, but let me get back to my point. I am consistent. I'm not a James Harden fan at all. I don't like unethical hoops. I don't like foul baiting. I don't like you not trying on defense. I don't like you being the whole system. James Harden is the system. He's right. I don't like a player to be the whole system because then when it comes down to it, it's too much. The only player who's won being the whole system as the guy is LeBron James, and there have been questionable moments in those finals as well. And he's the greatest at that. He is the greatest at that, undoubtedly. Luka Doncic is not that. He doesn't take care of his body in the same way, and he hasn't been anywhere near the LeBron James defense in his prime. And I'm not saying he's the greatest defender, and this is why I trade Luka Doncic. I'm not saying I'm getting the same package. I'm not saying any of that. But you have to have the guts to get rid of this guy. He is not an ethical basketball player. Even Joker will give you some effort.
John says Luka's a trade for the future. Lakers need a showstopper and someone to sell tickets. Luka does that. Yep. And he's someone that the NBA will get behind and support a narrative and give him a couple more wins and maybe send him into the playoffs. I would say that. What I would say is this: I would have built around Luka here in Dallas. First of all, we have to remember that Dallas is a destination in the history since 1980. They have never had a max level free agent sign to come to Dallas. Nobody leaves their team and decides to forego that 5th year or do a sign and trade and get a max deal to come to Dallas. It hasn't happened. They got butthurt when DeAndre Jordan reneged on DeAndre Jordan. So you cannot be the Dallas Mavericks and thinking like, oh, I'm going to get rid of this type of talent that you don't normally get. In addition to that, let's look at the Kyrie Irving trade. The only reason why Kyrie is here is because he pissed off a certain community and he was available at a discount. And Kyrie already had 2.5 strikes against him because he had already pissed off Cleveland, pissed off Boston, then he pissed off Brooklyn. And so now he comes here and now he's got to handle himself a certain way. And so that's the reason why you have a Kyrie. And look what they had to do. They had to go and offer him this. If you think about it, what did they re-sign him in the middle of an ACL where he was going to be out? And they offered him, I think, a 3 or 4 year deal, max deal, knowing that he wouldn't be available. The Dallas Mavericks did.
Champion.
The Dallas Mavericks did. So the Dallas Mavericks are not a destination to where they could just get up and get rid of world-class champions or a talent that is going to re-sign and play their whole career there. Now, given that they say, you know what, I'm going to move on from this person, then I am now shifting to put a general manager hat on. And you have a duty to have a certain level of stewardship. And they failed that with flying colors. John is saying facts. And the crazy part is Dallas also have no taxes. Exactly. It's one of the 6 or 7 states in the country where there's no state income tax, and they can't get anyone to come play here. They can't get here. You said what?
They re-signed Kyrie. They signed Clay.
Well, what I said was that Clay signed Why did Klay sign? Klay told you why he signed. He said he signed to come play with Luka Doncic. That's what Klay said. He signed LA. The Lakers wanted him. Klay came here to they overpaid him. Go look at the number that Klay got. They overpaid him to come play with Luka Doncic because this is Dallas. Whereas you have other players. I heard Brendan Haywood talking about how LeBron called him up in Cleveland and said, "Hey, would you be willing to come and play here for a pay cut?" Players were choosing to go take a pay cut to go to Cleveland.
You just made my point. So for Klay Thompson to come there to play with Luka Doncic, you're taking more money. LeBron James, an actual championship talent, because you almost said champion. It's just a talent. Well, actual championship talent, you're taking a pay cut. Klay Thompson didn't take the pay cut. Well, and if you would have given him a supermax, it's over for you. No more championship aspirations.
What I'll say is this. What I'll say about this is what I've been saying. Even if you decide to move on from Luka Doncic, not getting the maximum amount of value from the Los Angeles Lakers, we're not even going to talk about testing the entire market. You left the first-round draft pick and you left Austin Reeves. And so those two facts, that's not my opinion.
Yeah.
That's not my opinion.
I agree with Austin Reeves.
You said what?
I said I agree with the Austin Reeves part. I'm not a big, unless you're going to be like a top 10 pick, I'm not a big first-round pick guy. Like,
I would tell you that Sam Presti, you could never work on Sam Presti's staff.
Sam Presti, all of his picks are going to be top 10.
Guess what? And he knows how to hoard them and collect them and move them around and make sure he got them in his back pocket like Wrigley's gum. He can pull out a first-round pick and here you go. Here's one for you.
But if he was trading SGA to a team, he's not going for the first-round pick because he knows that SGA is going to keep that pick in the 20s, unless he's going for like a super future.
No. This is not like, oh, we can get that first-round pick. Or we're gonna trade that for something else. This is like, no, give me that. Regardless of where it's going to be.
It's not that valuable. Luka's gonna put you in the 20s.
So what you taking back in regard? You saying since
I agree with the Austin Reeves standpoint. That's what I said.
You could have got both. You could have got the first round and Austin.
That's cool. I'm not the first round to me is not that. I agree with Austin.
I'll tell you this. I want to see you walk past a dollar bill blowing on the ground. It's only $1. I bet you're gonna pick it up.
$1?
It's $1 bill. It's $1 bill. This is America. It's $1 bill. So you're talking about the value of the currency, and I'm saying it is currency, and you don't pass up currency. That's what I'm saying. That's essentially what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree, John. He says a healthy Dallas is a serious contender, even if Luka isn't playing championship defense. When you surround him with guys like PJ and Gafford, the rim protectors, the trade to bring AD here, especially considering you had two big men already. It's just very puzzling. It's just very, very puzzling. And what we've seen since then is nothing to make it make sense. Nothing to make it make sense. And so with that being said, I think I'm looking forward to the offseason to see what they do, how they make this right. I want to see how much more Mark Cuban steps in. I want to see what other type of front office moves they make, who they bring in as a general manager. We'll see that. But man, just imagine, they tank some more. Cooper Flag seems to be working out. I don't know if they're just, making it seem that way or not. I don't watch him much. Maybe Cooper Flag is good. I don't know. I wish him the best. They get another pick, and now Kyrie is healthy. And then you go through a whole offseason. Oh, the Dallas Mavericks are going to be contenders. We just went through that. We had a whole lot of chatter about when Kyrie comes back right at the All-Star break, they're going to be a championship team. Nico, we're building to win right now. Guess what? right now is not now.
If Kyrie Irving comes back, they're better than the LA Lakers.
Come back where?
If he comes back this year, they're better than the LA Lakers.
Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford are better than the Los Angeles Lakers?
Yes.
We disagree.
Kyrie Irving. Stop. Kyrie Irving is that guy. Look,
let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question, because your issue with Luka is around defense.
Kyrie gives effort, and I'll give Steph Curry. Steph Curry gives effort. Players give effort.
So they give effort, but do they make a difference on defense? The answer is no.
Yes.
No.
Compared to Luka Doncic, he's the reason they lost. He's not a championship contender. All of that. Dallas was a championship contender. They were not. They got boat race. There was no hope, and he failed. It was him. Luka Doncic, this superstar talent that we're trying to rave about, he got embarrassed. No one wants to bring up nothing. What the way they were talking about his performances in that finals, go look it up. He was embarrassed, and he has not come close to anything before that finals. Just the empty
conference finals.
All of the stuff that you said before, they're coasting to the end of the season. He getting his empty calorie stats right now.
Hey, I'll say this.
Wait, he was in the playoffs last year.
Who?
Luka Doncic. He was in the playoffs last year. What happened? This is the championship talent.
Yeah, last year he was hurt. Last year was a tough year. So
Anthony Davis is hurt. It's day-to-day Davis.
Don't.
But this guy is 25.
No,
25 and hurt.
No, don't do that.
He's 25 and hurt. No, you just did it.
No, don't do that.
I didn't say nothing about
Anthony Davis. You know how many times Anthony Davis has been hurt since he's been a Dallas Maverick?
Does he have a championship?
John, I agree with you. He says, "Give me 50 points, and I don't give a about defense."
You know what? That is the Dallas Mavericks perspective. As a Lakers fan, we don't care about
that. You're not a Lakers fan.
We don't care about that.
You are not a Lakers fan.
I am a Lakers fan.
Not
until the junk is gone. The junk has to be gone for me to fully support what they got going on. But also, we do not care about 50 points and nothing.
Let me remind you of this. Let me remind you of this. There was a time when you had a guy named Kobe Bryant, and he chased Shaq out of town. And during that period when he chased Shaq out of town, it led to a mediocre run and a flirting with the Clippers, and he was putting up 50, 60, 70 points or whatever, and they were not doing anything. It wasn't until the rigged NBA gave him Paul Gasol and gave him another run at it. And then after he got rid of Paul, it was another empty set of points and record breaking by Kobe Bryant.
Well, you say you're breaking after we got rid of Powell.
You said what?
I said, what records were we breaking after we?
No, Kobe Bryant was breaking records.
No, what I know that Kobe Bryant put his body on the line.
Do you remember Kobe Bryant's last game?
Sure, Kobe Bryant put his body on the line.
Hey, listen, when you get a chance, just go look at the highlights and see how many moving.
We're talking about a player on their farewell tour. We're against a 25-year-old. We're bringing up a farewell tour game. Kobe Bryant, when they traded Pau Gasol, came back. He knew his calf was messed up. Against the Warriors, we're trying to get better seeding because we don't want to see San Antonio right away. Tears his Achilles, comes and shoot the free throw. Do not compare this Fluka guy to Kobe Bryant. Bryant, he took care of his body. He played defense. This guy doesn't do those things. We can't keep comparing this guy to the actual greats.
Kobe Bryant had a downside.
No, and look, I will tell you this. That's the reason why I favor 24 over 8, because I don't really care about all of those scoring, the whatever. Like, it's cool for him personally. I'm a 24 guy. Always have been. That's when he was competing.
Hey, so John says he's a Bulls fan and AD need to retire. I'll say this. AD is old, I believe somewhere around 50 $52 million for next year. And then the season after that, he has a player option for $62 million. You tell me if you're going to retire if they owe you $100 million over the next 700 days.
Nope.
The answer is no. The answer is no. I'll sit with my feet crossed, and y'all can call me whatever you want to call me. Y'all can call me whatever you want to call me. You know why? Because your front office made the decision to bring me here, knowing who I was, what my track record was, and also that I had this contract. And so, what I'd say is, I heard the Bulls were interested in trading for AD, and they can get them for nothing as long as they're willing to take that contract. John, do we have a deal? The answer is no. Nobody wants them. Luka, you put his trade value on the market. Guess what?
It's a bunch of hope and potential. There's a bunch of hope and potential.
Hey, listen, Trey Young had to go to DC. Trey Young had to go to DC. I mean, there was not many.
There's not really market.
There was not many takers for Ice Trey. So any team in the league would take Luka Doncic right now.
Nope, because they allegedly called the Timberwolves and the Bucks and the Thunder. So we can't do these hyperbole.
We have to because they made a trade in the secret in the dark, and so we have to. That's all we left to do is just hyperbolize and think about these possible things. I do like Trey. I do like Trey in DC. However, no one has had any success there.
Yeah.
And so they're going to give him this large contract extension, and there's not going to be anybody else that's willing to go join him there. He won't get any help. And so unless they're going to be very, very good at drafting, I don't see Trey Young's career catapulting. He'll have kind of like a stats guy type deal. What happened to was that one guy that got punched in the face and went out there? Draymond punched him.
Jordan
I hadn't
Poole.
heard from him. Who was it again?
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole. I haven't heard from him.
He's in New Orleans.
He's in New Orleans now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know. Nothing good happened. So we'll see what happens with Trey. As John said, no team will turn down Luka. We agree. I think if we just put a pin in it so we can move on and catch the game, I think what I'll say is if you want to protect your professional integrity, you said you know unethical ball players or whatever the case is. Well, if you want to protect your integrity as a front office personnel, then you cannot be a part of the rigging of the NFL of the league. You cannot be a part of offloading superstar generational talent for less than it's worth. You cannot be a part of not taking ownership of your mistakes, because there is no other way to look at the AD trade at this point as other than faux pas, a mistake, given that this guy, Cooper Flagg, has played more games for the Dallas Mavericks than Anthony Davis. And so with that being said, you know, when you sit around and you pretend like, oh yeah, no, it's going to help us and he's going to come back. Like every time that you talk about the hypothesis of what's going to happen when he comes back, you dig a deeper hole. And then you know he's injury prone, and you put him on the field, you put him out there in the middle of the trade deadline when there's rumors swirling, and then you can't trade him. He's got a season long. I mean, it is mismanagement of the highest order. mismanagement of the highest order. And Cooper Flagg may be the next Scottie Pippen. I hope so. But Scottie Pippen wasn't the man. You still got to have the man. Luka Doncic was the man. Luka Doncic was the man. Right now, Luka Doncic, they have told LeBron, sit down. Go to the corner, LeBron. Pass the ball, LeBron. There's no other player in the history of LeBron's career that has caused him to move over.
He's 41.
Still.
That's
Dwayne Wade couldn't do it. Chris Bosh couldn't do it.
He wasn't 41 then. He wasn't 41.
Hey, listen, come on, man. I'm just giving you facts. I'm giving you facts. Guess what? It's Luka Doncic's team, and they would rather allow LeBron James to play out that contract. And because they are LA, and there's plenty of players that will sign a CBA in the history. There's been plenty of players that will sign a deal to go play in LA, not alone to go play with Luka Doncic.
We will see. We will actually see.
Yeah,
we will see.
Yeah, I am. I will say this. I believe John says 41 does have something to do with it. I'm not really sure what he's saying right there, but what I will say about 41 or the number 41 is special and near to my heart forever. Nasty, Diggler. Whatever you want to call it, that was the fruit of my entire. When I have to look back on it, I watched the Dallas Mavericks from 1980 all the way up until really 2024, I'll say that there's a bunch of folks that talk about, oh, I didn't get a championship because of the Michael Jordan era. Dirk should have 2 in the middle of the run.
At least competed for 3, because 07 too was crazy.
Yeah. 06 and 07. This was the David Stern rigging of the NBA. 2006, we never seen anyone get those types of calls that Dwayne Wade got in that finals. We've never seen it. 2007. First round of the playoffs, Dallas Mavericks and Dirk have the best record. And you mean to tell me that Steven Jackson and the Golden State Warriors are able to, just completely, they had all those cowbells in the stadium. And they were the 8th seed. They were the 8th seed, and it was like they did a hack-a-shack for the whole series. And we got no calls. So I'm giving Dirk credit. First of all, to win a championship in Dallas is worth 3 anyway. Especially to do it during the LeBron era. To be cheated out of another 1.5 to 2. Salute Dirk Nowitzki. Salute. He is, even though we recognize his greatness, I would even say he's probably one of the most underrated players in all time. If you think about the impact that he had on that era of basketball, I just have to say that I don't think there's a Kevin Durant in the way that we know Kevin Durant without Dirk. Kevin Durant is in my eyes Dirk 2.0. And so shout out to Dirk. In the middle of the LeBron era, he was able to do it for us. But right now, going forward, the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know what to say other than mismanagement, incompetence. Both front offices should be shelled and cleaned out. Dallas fans should turn the TV off. Don't watch them. The Dallas owner is a piece of work. If you go look up her history, oh my God. Who would support anything that she's associated with? I'm over it. I'm over it. And I'm going to use my platform and my voice to make sure that we continue to bring visibility to it. And the only thing that's going to change it is winning. And so if they can win and make bad decisions at the same time, then I guess I'm wrong.
We'll see.
So let me go ahead before we get out of here. Let's we hadn't played it. Let's get it back going.
Is that the message to the team?
Want to create a new place for you to explore.
This is Once Integration. I am Tech P, also known as Jeffrey McKinney, CEO and founder of this vision. What is this vision? This vision is about bringing people together to have authentic conversations, to be able to know that, hey, look, AI is artificial. They couldn't even think of a good word for it. Nothing artificial is good for humans. And so this is human intelligence backed by technology and support. And so what we do is we come in, we talk about real things. This Once Integration production is called the Podcast Stable. For us, we think about our sports presentations. You see in the top right-hand corner, O2G ESPN. This is our contribution into sports, where we're going to talk about what's real instead of the past and the fake stuff. We're going to give it from our lens. If you want to learn more, you can join the community, www.oneintegration.com. You can come in, you can be a part of the conversation. We have packages that will allow for you to be able to use your voice as well. And really the future is about humans. It's not about robots. It's not about anything artificial. It's about how do we humans use our human intelligence to actually, what I like to say, manifest a different outcome. And so it is my prayer to the Lord that he will remove, if it is his will, the general managership of the Dallas Cowboys. He will remove the ownership of the Dallas Cowboys. If it is your will, Lord, please step in, because the Dallas fans need you. And so it is that take. This is what we do. And we're happy that you have joined us for this episode. KamERA, what do you got on the way out?
I get really passionate about basketball. I don't really watch it anymore, but it was the game that I love. And I'm always going to give respect to the greats. And shout out to Isaiah Thomas. We had a conversation about him yesterday. True ethical basketball player. Second best point guard ever to me. Greatest small guard to me ever. Dirk Nowitzki, greatest power forward ever to me. Ethical basketball player. And I'm always going to give respect to the ethical, and I'm going to call out what I see.
I'm trying to, hey, there's some comments talking about, we're in church or why we're not in church right now. The church is not a building. The church is not a building. The people of the church, and anytime 2 or 3 are gathered, then guess what? We are having church. And so won't you come? Won't you come? The doors are open to Once Integration. We built it for you. Think about having responsible social media. We own that term, social media. So I'm going to put this up so you guys can see. You can scan the QR code. You can go and learn more about it. Social media, powered by Once Integration. We appreciate you guys for joining. Vic, will this be your last time joining us? Hey, listen, I think we got a new contributor. Kinfolk is gonna be here with us, and anytime you can reconnect with your roots, I can tell you're heading in the right direction. And so with that being said, it's my pleasure, my honor. It is a blessing to be here with my oldest son. You saw my youngest son come in. My daughter's waiting on me to cut some mangoes. And this is what the future looks like. It's us creating based off of our skills, our gifts, and then offering those out to other people so that they can actually do the same. People need support, people need real connection, and people need to address those people who don't show up for them. And so that's a real problem when people don't show up. And so what I can guarantee you is this: when you go inside the community of Once Integration and you say, hey, I need some help, you're going to hear from me. You're going to hear from me. And if you ever find anyone out there, if there's anyone that says that Jeff don't show up, please stand up. Please stand up, whether it be from, I got my son here. I was a teenage father. Here it is. He's almost 30 years old. We rocking, baby. We build it. Oh, by the way, there's him on the track. So let's take a listen to that real quick. Yeah. Listen to God.
No more everyday Bron versus Jordan. Jameis said the victory comes from the Lord, but we still prepare the horses. It's the podcast stable. We got more horsepower than Ralph Lauren. They go live and talk records, no reporting. I go live and talk facts, but they want to report me. But that won't stop the context, the complex on my conscience for the record, so I will press record.
Live now.
Story, we so historic. Silver spoon from above, you mad about euphoric. We talk ball, talk bars, talk all. They talk clown, talk down, talk foul, no call. I am one, they tantrum, tech P, tech please. No referees, but the reference is reverence.
Reverence.
So I guess then I earn my stripes and just treat me like the whistle. Stop and listen, it's a new episode to witness. The horses lined up like they competing for the Kentucky Derby. 30 for 30 high like the rappers where you see the jersey. We don't see your jersey. Come holler at me.
Until the next one, y'all. We may see y'all in a couple hours. This is the podcast station. Yeah.
Yeah, they hysterical. They should do a stand-up show. And I can let it go, but I'd rather let them know. Podcastable, a podcast stable. Yeah.
So